Alright, so in this tutorial, I'm going to teach you how to add new sections to the tutorial page. So if you're receiving a question that's being asked a lot but not answered by this page, and you have access to the Visual Builder, this is how you do it. Just really quick, this page is structured into two sections. So just ignore the nav bar right here. This is seen everywhere on the site. On this page, there's two sections. You might not see it, but if you drew like a line right here, you can see that there's this nav bar right here, this fixed nav bar or navigation bar, which allows you to navigate to different parts of the site or the page right here. And then you have the scrollable sections here. So we're going to go over how to add a new section. So there's two parts to this tutorial. The first one is how do you add to this menu right here. All right. So you're going to want to take notes. There's some elements of code that if you haven't learned how to do HTML before, you're not going to, it's not going to be like very obvious to you why we're doing certain things. So just make sure to take notes. Feel free to pause as much as possible. But first we are going to add a menu item to this fixed navigation bar. So first is deciding where you want to put content. So we're actually going to create a place for this tutorial right here, which is how to use a plugin to add email opt-ins to the website. So we want to add that video here, and I think an obvious place to put it would be under Email Marketing 101. Actually, I think maybe putting it on under how to use MailChimp. So this video right here, we're going to add a new section here. So we're going to first add how to add an email opt-in form to the website. And we're going to add it in between how to use MailChimp and how to advertise on WordPress. So to get started, you first got to go to the review, click onto the dashboard. So it takes us into the back-end dashboard of WordPress. And then we're going to go to appearance, and then we're going to click on menus. And then we're going to select how to. So these are the menus that I've created for the website, and these are where we keep the fixed menu elements. So we're going to click on how to right here. Then we're going to press select. It's going to pull up our menu options for the fixed nav. And as you can see right here, these are custom link nav elements. So we got a lot of different elements we could use. We can even like link to pages here. But how the fixed navigation works, how it does that nice smooth scrolling to different parts of the page, is that we use something called an href tag. So we use a URL and we put this tag in the CSS. If you don't know what CSS is, don't worry about it. I'll clarify how this little hashtag works later in the video. But we make a custom link by putting a hashtag, and then we put a little keyword here, and that keyword is going to be attached to a section in the scrollable section page. And then you add a navigation label, and this is what you see on the menu. So we're going to add a new element, so we're going to click on custom link, and then we're going to create a hashtag. So you're going to go shift 3, and it's going to create a hashtag. And then we want to create a video on how to create an email opt-in. So let's just put opt-in, and make sure that you copy this without the hashtag. So Command C. And then you're going to put the title for the navigation bar. So you're going to do how to add an email opt-in to the site. That might be too long. Let's add like capitals and stuff, but I'm going to press to add to menu. And it's how to add an email opt-in to the site. And then we're just going to put that in between how to use MailChimp and advertising for WordPress. So it's drag and drop. Actually, I'm going to change that. So creating an email opt-in form. Cool, that's a little bit better. So create an email opt-in form. That speaks a little bit better. And then always make sure to save the menu once you make changes to it. And then also just to be careful, like extra thorough, so that we don't have to come back here. Let's go ARIA to remember. We just copy opt-in without the hashtag, and we're going to press Command C or copy it. So actually, let's just do it like this. Press copy. And then we're going to go back to the how-to page, and we're just going to take the long way around. Navigate this way, scroll to the bottom, click on how-to. It's going to load up the how-to page, which might take a little bit because my Wi-Fi is not that good. And then we're going to see, okay, cool, that's right, now our menu item is there. Click on it, nothing happens because it's trying to link to this tag that we added, this hashtag. So we know that it's going to be under the how to use MailChimp, so we're going to navigate there, and then we're going to press enable visual builder. And that's just loading up. It's a lot of material to load up. And actually it's going to make us scroll. So let's just go down to how to use MailChimp. Now these are just all like new little elements here. So we're going to first create another section border. So if we hover over this border, it's going to give us the module controls for Divi. And we're going to press duplicate module. So it creates another line, and that we're going to add our content between here. And so as you can see here, there's a little title module, a little link module for documentation on how to use MailChimp, which we don't need for this section. And then we have a load of video module. So if you look here, so if you click on the wireframe tools here, you can see that this is like things called blurbs, which are the title modules. And you can see like edit it in there. And then you get the video slot, like video modules, but it's just, this is essentially what the page looks like. It's just a bunch of modules stacked on top of each other. So we're just gonna click back on this little thing that shows us the desktop version of the site. And okay, cool. So we're going to add a new title module, and this is how we're going to control and how the link. So we're going to drop that in there, and then we're going to put in the title how to create an email opt-in form, and then we could just put something like, we usually for these like questions, it's just trying to create you know, like read your user's mind scenario, like how do I do this, and when they see this little question here, hopefully it matches the question they have in their head so that it's easier to navigate to the right tutorial. So how do I collect emails? And you're like, okay, cool. So how do I collect the emails? Press OK, and it's going to automatically save for us. You see right here, there we go. We have our little section. Now, this is where we add the tag. So you're going to go back into the editor. And we're going to go click onto advanced. And this is how we're going to add that smooth scrolling. We're going to delete the CSS ID. And we're going to press Command paste because we already copied the tag. And look, opt-in's in there, no hashtag. We press OK. We press save. And then we're going to then add this video to the page. I could make my own tutorial on how to do it, but I feel like this one is very comprehensive and thorough on how to set up an email opt-in using this tool that we have access to. So what we're going to do is we're going to press plus. We're going to just, this is something you do efficiently. If you want to reuse modules, you just press duplicate module. We could duplicate this video module. And then we're just going to grab the arrows and we're just going to drop it under here. And then we click on the module settings. We'll click on the little trash can right here. We'll press add video. And then we're going to click insert from URL. And then we're going to press command paste. And it's going to have the YouTube link. Insert post. And we'll press this. And then we're going to press save. And then also, there is actually a section here. Like, now that I think of it, I'm like, well, there's also ways to use MailChimp. MailChimp allows you to create email opt-in forms. So I'm going to copy this little link module. And then I'm just going to drop it under the header again so that we have different options. So now, if I go to MailChimp, actually, I'm actually just going to, I don't have it. So click on MailChimp.com, and then I'm going to go to Resources, Guides and Tutorials, and then I'm going to go to Emails. And I'm just going to link directly to creating an email opt-in. Just link directly to it once I find the actual email opt-in. This is a lot of documentation. That's why it'd be nice to actually just link to the actual thing. Bear with me here. This is the behind the scenes on how these tutorials are made. I try to curate the links to the most relevant pages, but as you can see, it's pretty tough. Maybe I Google how to add an email opt-in using MailChimp. I'm just going to click into there. Okay, so I think this would be a useful link, so I'm going to copy, and this is kind of off the screen. I'm going to copy the actual link to this page. I'm going to go back to the review tab, and then I'm going to click on this right here, this little cog, and then I have this link here. So I'm going to highlight this, and then I'm going to click on Insert Edit Link. And right now, this just has the main help page for MailChimp. I'm just going to highlight that and Command Paste, or Command V, and it's going to add the exact page for creating opt-in methods using MailChimp. And then I'm going to create a new title. So you click right into the title form. And also make sure that the target ad goes to new window so that doesn't take you out of the site. And just put, how does MailChimp create opt-in forms? And then I'm just going to put option 1 and shift colon. And then I'm just going to make sure everything works, is everything spelled right. Press OK. Actually, it didn't work too well. So how does MailChimp create opt-in forms? And then just put option 1 And then you highlight that. We're going to make it italic. And then we're going to add that link again. And then we just make sure that it links to new window. Press OK. And then we're going to also just add option 2 using the Bloom plugin. And I don't want this to be italic. And so then it just gives you 2 options. Option 1, which is in the form of a question link, which we italicize, and then option 2, which is this video. And then we're going to save that, and then we're going to click Exit Visual Builder, save and exit, and let's test out and see if our new how-to link works, and if we did a good job. And it might take a little while to save depending on your internet connection. I have the cheapest internet for my apartment. This is taking a while. There we go. All right, cool. So it's taking a while to load stuff, but now we have how to update, how to create an email opt-in form. So just create email opt-in. Boom, navigates to it. We have this, it opens up a new tab. And then it has this tutorial video that you play in the site. All right, so that's how you create a new entry into the how-to page. Now, you can see here that depending on the size of the actual nav, we are now pushing the limits on this page to add more items. So just be careful. Be really serious about adding more. If you're really serious about adding another item, there's a good chance it might get buried under the header. So we might actually take out this how to podcast page right here. And then also another thing to consider is if you're doing email marketing, you might just make it into one section that starts here, and then you don't have these other questions here. All right.